So, Eliot, going back to the conversation that actually matters with Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman, the first thing I mentioned today, and you were in the room, and we didn't get to hear the audio. We just get to read the quotes. One of the things that really stuck out to me, and I look for little ways that people say things, right? And the way he talked about the offensive coordinator interviews, he said, I interviewed 17 people. I did this. And Nick doesn't strike me as somebody who is so media savvy that Howie and Jeffrey Lurie would be leading the interviews and he would go in there and say, I did this, I did that. I really came away thinking, I'm actually surprised that I think this way, that he actually was the leading voice in hiring Sean Mannion, and he actually is more stable within the organization than I thought going into. And I know it was just a couple of lines, but the way he said it really seemed, and there was the entire offensive coordinator conversation. I want this, I want that. He could be playing, 3D chess, but he doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
No, I think the AJ quote would tell you Nick's not a 3D chessman when it comes to media. No, we've talked about this. Like, I think they are running the offense Nick wants to run, and they hired a coach to run that type of offense. And I'd also say I give Nick credit. Like I'm saying, they decided what type of offense they wanted to run during the process, and then they hired a coach that can run that. I don't think Sean Mannion is coming in and saying, I'm running the Sean Mannion offense, is the point I'm making.
Well, he doesn't have an offense.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right. He has an offense he has learned, and they want to run that type of offense, and that is what he will help them coach. I think that's, it sounds like a small difference, but I think it is a noteworthy difference when talking about what the offense is going to look like. And I'll also say that credit to Nick Sirianni, because I think one of the reasons he's successful as a head coach is he is not a guy with a big ego. And for years, he's had to hear Sean McVay's offense, Kyle Shanahan's offense, Mike McDaniel's offense. Meanwhile, he's won more games than them. He scored more points than them. And I would guess it bothers him that those guys are viewed as offensive geniuses, and he's viewed as someone that doesn't know offense. But credit to him for this offseason, putting his ego aside and admitting he's running that offense. And I think one of the reasons he's successful as a head coach is because despite having a resume where he could have a big ego, he doesn't. And it's not with, he doesn't fight for more power. He doesn't fight for player personnel control. And I think this is another example of him just doing what he thinks is right for the team and not doing what maybe he thinks is right for him.